Hello, this is Dr. Prasad Podilam, continuing the class series on Innovation and Design Thinking, BIDTK258. This is Module 3. Module 3 syllabus is mentioned here, Design Thinking in IT, not Information Technology. Okay, so the topic given for IT in Design Thinking is Design Thinking to Business Process Modeling, Agile in Virtual Collaboration Environments, Scenario Based Prototyping. We'll see one by one. Okay, so what is design thinking to business process modeling? We know there are a lot of analyze work, work as well as to improve overall improvement of the business process. This type of creative, user-centered principles of design thinking can be used. And it will be helpful for the stakeholders like employees, customers, partners, and to create a process which are more efficient, effective, as well as user friendly. Okay, so uh, explanation for this particular topic of design thinking to business process modeling. In order to understand the stakeholders need, we need to gather the information from everyone, or how it will affect the business process. For example, a company, if they want to improve its customer service, the service process, they interview the customer, the service representative they interview, and the managers they interview, and they understand what are the pain points and what are their needs. Defining problem. From the interviews, the company identifies that long wait times and complex issues resolution procedures are the main problems in customer service. Okay, I'm just giving an example, not a general example. It is okay. Then comes the ideation and solution. For example, a team comes up with the ideas such as more user-friendly online help system can be introduced, a chatbot for can be kept for common queries, or a streamlined issue escalation procedures can be incorporated. That is comes under ideating the solution for the business process. Then prototyping the new process. A company will develop a basic version of the chatbot and do a mock-up of the new help system to see how they work in practice. That is the prototype. Once the prototype succeeds, then they will go for testing and refining. Company roll out the chatbot to a small group of customers, collect the feedback from them, and then they implement based on their response. Okay, the same design thinking concept of empathizing, defining, ideate, prototype, and testing can be done in business process, that is design thinking to business process modeling. Why it is important in business modeling also, design thinking, why we need to introduce. Earlier we thought that design thinking can be it is for a new innovation. Not only for new innovation, it is design thinking concept can be used in almost all cases. So it is user centered, it is innovative, as well as it is a continuous improvement possibilities are there with the design thinking concept. Real world examples, if you take if, imagining that a company want to streamline an inventory management process, so they will interview the stakeholders. To understand stakeholders needs, they interview the store manager, the warehouse staff, and the supplier to understand the current challenges and the needs. Then they will identify the main issues in that they frequent stockouts or overstock of unpopular items, or insufficient restocking procedures, which comes under the defining problem. And then ideating solution, ideas include an automated inventory tracking system, predictive analytics to forecast the demand, and the mobile app for staff to quickly check stock levels and place orders. This is comes under the ideation procedure. Then prototyping, they create a simple version of the inventory tracking system and the mobile app for testing in a few stores. That is the prototype. Once the prototype is ready, then it goes down for the testing and refining. So this is how the design thinking concept can be used in business process modeling. Then comes the benefits of design thinking, because it is very efficient way. Ease of use, the mobile app make it very easy for staff to manage inventory and go increasing productivity. Data driven decisions are there. Predictive analytics helps in making better purchasing decisions, reducing waste as well as the cost. Okay, moving to the next topic, that is agile in virtual collaboration environment. Agile, the word meaning you may be knowing. So, Agile in virtual collaboration environment, it means using Agile methodologies which emphasizes the flexibility, iterative progress, and team collaboration in an online or remote setting. Okay, so it involves adapting agile principles to enhance collaboration and productivity when team members are not physically or physically co-located. If they are not present together, then agile methods can be used. What are the agile methods? Few of the agile method I point out. First method, that is sprints, which is a short time boxed period, usually a 1 to 4 weeks time, where the specific task and goals are set to be completed. For example, during a 2 week sprint, the team focuses on improving the user interfaces of the project management tool. Another agile methodology is backlog method. It is a prioritized list of tasks and features which need to be developed. For example, a team maintains a backlog with items like implement dark mode or optimize load time. These are the things to be done, work to be done, which is prioritized. That prioritizing method we call it as backlog. Then comes a scrum meeting. Scrum meeting is a regular meeting to plan, to review and retrospect on progress and challenges. For example, the team holds a sprint planning meeting at the start of each sprint to decide what task to focus on. So these are called scrum meetings. Then user stories, short description or features from the user's perspective, outlining what they want to achieve. For example, as a user, I want to receive an email notification for new tasks so I can stay updated, which are user stories. Means pointing out these things. These are one of the agile methodology. Now, explanation with example, if I tell iterative progress. For example, a remote team is designing a new app, so they work on features in 2 week sprints, demonstrating their progress in a virtual meeting and getting feedback to refine the features in the next sprint. Okay, so we call it as iterative process, doing it, getting the feedback, and doing it in a better way. Then daily stand-ups. For example, every morning a virtual team holds a 15 minutes video call to share updates and ensure everyone is aligned and aware of each other's task, which is called as daily stand-ups. Then comes collaboration tools. Collaboration tools which are using the online tools. For example, the Slack for messaging, or Trello for the task assigning and task management, or Zoom for video conferences. To collaborate effectively, even though the teammates are at different locations. Then flexible adaptations, quickly adjusting plan and priorities based on feedback and changing requirements. For example, during a sprint is a 1 to 4 week time. The team receives user feedback which are that features it isn't working as expected. So they quickly pivot to the improve features in the next iteration. So they got a flexible adaptation. Immediately, if they found that it is not working, immediately they can change it. That is called the flexible adaptation. Regular retrospectives, meetings held at the end of each sprint to discuss what went well, what didn't, and how to improve. For example, after every sprint, the team has a virtual retrospective to reflection on their progress or process and suggest changes to enhance their collaboration and productivity. That comes under regular retrospective. Real world examples, if you take, say given an example that a remote team is developing a new website for a client. So the iterative process, they break down the project into smaller tasks and work on this task in 2 weeks sprints. At the end of each sprint, they review the website progress with the client and gather the feedbacks. Daily stand-ups. Each day the team meets via video call for 15 minutes to discuss what they completed, what they are working on, and any challenges are there. So this keeps everyone informed and helps quickly resolve any issues. Then collaboration tools. Tools like Asana to manage the project task, Google Drives to share documents, and Microsoft Team for communication. These tools ensures everyone can access information and they need and stay connected. Then flexible adaptation. Midway through the project, the client requests a major design change. The team quickly adapts their plans and reprioritize tasks to accommodate a new requirement. Regular retrospective. After a sprint, the team holds a virtual meeting to discuss and when well and what can be improved. They decide to implement a new tool to streamline their design process based on these discussions. So these are all the design thinking concept or design thinking methods which are used in the business model or in the IT sector. We know how the IT sector works. Those who are working in IT sector, if you ask, maybe knowing that they'll be attending meeting, they'll be online, they'll be doing work to so the way they work, that is actually designed, properly designed. A set of rules they made, and they are following that rules, and that how they are executing the work on time. If they are not obeying that particular strict rules which are given by the design thinking concept or which are given instructed by their superiors, then they will lose that track and they will miss out that project. So design thinking concept is very much important even in the IT sector. Now moving to the benefits of agile, it increased the flexibility is there, enhanced communication is there, continuous improvements are also there. This is just a theory. Now scenario based prototyping, based on scenario, the meaning is very, very clear with this top heading. Scenario based prototyping in design thinking, it involves creating prototypes based on a specific scenario or the user stories. So this approach helps designer focus on users experience and needs in a particular situation, allowing for more targeted and relevant solutions. Explanation with example. Scenario creation, for example, a new fitness app. A scenario might involve a user wanting to quickly find a workout plan during their lunch break. Okay, so based on that scenario, they have to plan for the fitness app. Okay, so prototyping based on scenario, designing prototypes that address needs and actions described in these scenarios. So creating a prototype of a fitness app which allows users to quickly filter and select a workout plan, simulating the lunch break scenario. Okay, so a scenario is given, they accordingly they need to do the prototyping based on the scenario. Then user testing in context. For example, asking user to test the fitness app during their actual lunch break to see if it meets their needs and is easy to use under time constraints. Okay, the user asks that you want to do the workout during the lunch break. So the app they have to modify accordingly, and the user has to be satisfied. So if it is given for user testing, then iterative environment. After collecting or testing with the team might realize the need for a quicker search function and update the prototype accordingly. That is based on the testing stage, and they are doing the iterative improvement. Iterative means keep on modifying, doing it again, doing it and changing it after collecting the feedback. That is called as iterative improvement. Real world example, if you take scenario creation, say create a scenario where the user, namely Prasad, he needs to buy a birthday gift for a friend, but only has 15 minutes time, because that much only time is there, remaining time for making class videos on. Okay, so that 15 minutes time is the only that is the scenario. Another scenario might involve Shamant. Okay, that is the name of my son. A user looking for a eco-friendly product specifically. Okay, so two different scenarios. Prasad having only 15 minutes break. You don't want to go other time. You always want to sit on the in front of laptop. 15 minutes time. He has to get a birthday gift. Okay. Whereas another user Shamant, he is looking for eco-friendly products specifically. He has got little bit time and he is more eco-friendly going through that. So two different scenarios example is given. So prototyping based on this scenario, the team design prototype where the Prasad can, where not the Prasad, where Prasad can quickly search for popular gift items, read reviews, and complete the purchase within 15 minutes. It's not searching, scrolling. Immediately, what preference is required, immediately it should give the item based on our requirement. The reviews should get I should complete the procedure of purchasing also. So that everything has to be completed. So a prototype has to be made accordingly. And for Shamant, the prototype includes a easy to use filter to find a eco-friendly product and detailed sustainability informations. So the second scenario, a prototype has to be made accordingly. Then user testing in contrast. Now the team, the one who prepare, they ask me over phone or a mail or whatever way, they ask me as well as Shamant to use the prototype in a situation which matches the scenario. For that, during a short time break, I have to check it whether it is working or not, whether I'm able to complete the task or not. That is the testing stage. Similarly, based on that observation, what they make, how I use that particular app to purchase a gift, and how Shamant is using, they will check whether it is a quick one or whether it is getting the eco-friendly product in a easier way. The searching engine is working or properly or not, that they will test. Then based on that, iterative improvement will do based on the feedback that we give, Prasad and Shamant gives. Uh, they will check out what are the troubles that we faced. Based on that, they will further improve, they update the prototype to streamline the checkout process and add more detailed product description for eco-friendly items. So what are the benefits? It is user-centered design. Okay, I was the user earlier, so they asked me what is my this one. For that, like me, many will be there. So one of my concern also should be there in that particular app. Others like Chamant, he want eco-friendly, so his concern also should be matched. So it is a user-centered design. It has got targeted solutions, everybody is getting their result. It is efficient testing. Scenario-based testing provides clear context for usability testing, making it easier to gather relevant feedback and make necessary improvements. So that's about module 3 of innovation and design thinking class for first year students. Okay, why this is important? First year students, because when you go to an industry to work, any place, IT sector, or this particular class is mainly for IT sector. If you go to IT sector, you will be doing this work continuously. You will be monitored. You will be either you have to do the work listening to your seniors, or when you have to take up the lead and you have to monitor the work, you have to follow a certain procedure which are called design thinking procedures. So it is very important to understand in the very first year of engineering. So thank you.